Hello, fellow star stuff. Hello, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Although I am, full disclosure, like I am so tired and sleepy and I am just so tired and sleepy. Let me go over to game screen. We are back with some more. Did I even set up the game? I didn't. Oops. I didn't set up the game. Hold on. Not this one, but this one and then this one. Yay, there we go. Alright, cool. We are back with some more Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. Hello, Blackflu, welcome on in. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, we are back with some more of this game. I am... Full disclosure, I've been up since like, I don't know, like maybe 3 this morning, and I've been working on some stuff, and then I worked like a 12-hour shift afterwards, and I'm tired. I'm tired. So, I mean, I say this at the beginning of all streams, but like, in every sense of the word, let's see how reading goes today. Let's see how it goes. But I think it would be kind of thematic, because, I don't know, I feel like for me, like, Never 7 and by extension Ever 17 are like a big part of streaming. So it's very fitting that the last stream that I have with this model, I mean, it will still come back. It'll still come back. But the last stream that I have with this model would be this game. I don't know. I feel that deep within my core. So, yep. Didn't want to take a nap. Just no time to take a nap. There's just no time to take a nap. There's literally no time for it. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into the game. Let's continue. Right. Right, okay. I went over, grabbed onto the kid, and raised my hand. Hit the kid, don't hit him. Very normal options. Okay, so, yeah, I guess, so, by extension, yes, this is the last time that I will have this model. Again, I'll say it at the beginning of stream and then after, when we're ending stream as well. But my debut is May 23rd, so it's going to be this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So the waiting room is already up on YouTube, and it should be, like, the little, I don't know what you call that, reminder blurb thing is set on Twitch. So, and I will also post notifications on social media as well. It'll be a fun time. I think of it more as like a celebration of like, thank you so much for like the year plus of streams that I've been doing. So it's something that I'm looking forward to. Something that I'm excited about, even though I'm slightly dying on the inside, so I don't sound like it, but it's something I'm excited about at the very least. So, and anything else? Oh yes, I think today we will probably finish the Tsugumi route if I had to guess, but if we don't, oops, oopsie daisy, but if we do and the stream is over an hour, I might just end stream early just because I'm pretty tired and should head to bed because I have a very busy day. Very busy day tomorrow. But hopefully that's okay. Hopefully we reach the end of this. I just want to see like what's up, what's going on. What's going on. Again, like my biggest, well, it's not like that big of a criticism. One of my criticisms of the game is like the idea of liminal spaces and like how our inner, like the emotions that we're showing are just like, yeah, we're so like put together, we're not freaking out about this at all, and I'm like, what's up with that anyway? What's up with that? So this is the route where we're actually freaking out. It's actually kind of nice and refreshing to see. Maybe not, you know, choosing between these two options, but you know, like the idea is that it still remains where it's like, yeah, this is how people probably would be reacting to this situation, probably even earlier, to be honest. That's kind of the high tension stakes of something like Zero Escape, where it's like people start freaking out way earlier. They calm down a little bit, but they start freaking out way earlier than this, I would say. Can't wait for the debut. I can't wait either. I think it will be a fun time. I think it will be fun. Anything else I need to say? I think that's about it. Last time we did the thing that must be done, by which I mean I can't remember what happened last time. All I remember is that we ended up here. Right, we saved Tsugumi's hamster and became a Chad in the process, and I don't know. And now we're kind of freaking out a little bit. We had this really nice scene with you, that's what I remember, where she was like, my father must have left something for me, like I swear, and she was kind of like crying but trying to hide it, and Takashi kind of left her alone. That was nice, actually. I think if I had to guess, maybe if I can help it, Yu is probably gonna be our next route. I think I'm just like so curious about what's going on with her. But this is supposed to be the time of all time in the game at the very least, so I'm interested in seeing what's going on. What is happening with the Ever 17, aka Tsugumi? What is she doing? Let's see. But firstly, I need to go over and get the guide up and see what to do. What? Okay, so the correct... If you hit the kid, that earns points with Tsugumi. And if you don't hit the kid, that earns points with Sora. What? Okay. I didn't even make a choice, my guy. I didn't even do anything. What did I what did I click? Do I have to reload again? Hold on. Let me load 1 second. Okay, I went over and grabbed onto the kid and... Okay, I clicked don't hit him, which is very good that I reloaded for that. Hit the kid. You better brace yourself. Ow! Whack. I struck the kid hard on his cheek. Ow! It hurt. It had to have hurt him. My hand even hurt. But more than the pain in my hand, my heart hurt. Actually, whatever, Takeshi. Whatever. I'm honestly not surprised with that. That's a little surprising to me. I mean, in the way that, like, I thought we kind of seen her, like, a little softer side of her, where it's just like, well, maybe I wouldn't, like, hit a child, you know? Like, she's been so nice to Coco. And that's one of the lesser stated, parts about her personality that I actually really, really like. Is the fact that she's like genuinely kind to Coco and willing to listen to her and hear her out, and whenever she's saying some like dumb bullshit, you know, like I think that's actually like very sweet. But I don't know, it's very surprising to me at the very least. Also off stream, I was thinking about the idea that I said last time, Takeshi is to Kid is to Takeshi. Hold on, no. Yes, no. Kid is to Takeshi as Sara is to Coco. And I was like, what's that about? And I was thinking, it's like, oh, it's almost like they're receivers. Like Kid has the information, but no. I switched up. You know what I mean? I was like, it's almost like the receivers, right? Where Takeshi has the information, sees the information, and then Kid gains that knowledge, and then Sara, for whatever reason, has the information, sees everything, and then for whatever reason, Coco is seemingly having that knowledge. And then I was like, wait a minute, receiver? Haven't I heard that term used before? And I think it was used to describe a similar phenomenon in 999, actually. I think that's where it was. It kind of stopped me dead in my tracks, and I was like, oh. So it's not to say that like, oh, I figured it out. I don't think it's the exact same thing, but it is something very similar where it's like only one of them is receiving the information and the other is kind of like, I don't know, losing their mind a little. Maybe, possibly, in the process. It still doesn't explain why Coco is phasing in and out of existence, like why she does that, and why Sara is here sometimes and, you know, sometimes she isn't. But at the same time, I find it very interesting. Yeah, but earning points for her route doesn't have to mean she would like it. It just means that it would lead more into her story. That is true for any game, but I feel like in this game, it's mostly been about what they generally prefer. Generally speaking, in the broader context of a visual novel story, like, yeah, that can be true. It's just kind of surprising. It's just kind of surprising, interesting. But more than the pain in my hand, my heart hurt. I let go of the kid's collar, and he backed away slowly. Everyone watched this silently. You hit me. It hurts. Damn it. Tears welled up in his eyes. Kid, look over at Tsugumi. She injured her leg terribly and almost drowned. She had surgery. If it was me, I'd have probably died, but she pulled through it. I pointed at Tsugumi. Tsugumi's like, I'm not getting involved with this. I don't care. I literally don't care. Tsugumi stood silently. The kid timidly raised his eyes to look at her. But he soon stared at the floor again. But, Takeshi, you can say that, but I'm not Tsugumi. we're not all the same. Like, literally, I may or may not phase in and out of existence. I don't even know, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm just not that strong. And I never will be. I can't go on living. I don't want to go on living. So then, I should just... I didn't want to make him say the rest, but I couldn't stop him. I knew how hard it would be for him to say. Even I wasn't that strong. Everyone waited for the kid's next words in silence. They were probably unthinkable. So, what do you want to do? What? What do you want to do, kid? Tsugumi took a step forward and stared at the kid. Those eyes were unfeeling and quiet. Come on, you can tell me. I want to know what you want to do. Softly, she approached the kid one step at a time. Everyone was so caught off guard that they couldn't move, couldn't say a word. What, you can't say it? He tried to say something, but no words would come out of his mouth. He had also forgotten how to back away. Tsugumi went up to the kid and touched him. You don't want to live. The kid tried to nod, but his head wouldn't budge. So, you want to die then? The kid couldn't respond either. Say something, please. I don't know what you mean. Tsugumi asked the kid, her tone neutral. So which is it? Do you want to die? Do you want to live? So, you can't answer. Well then, don't ever say that again. Okay? The kid broke down in tears and fell submerged to the floor. It fell to the submerged floor, rather. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yu suddenly spurred into action, ran over to the kid, and wrapped her arms around his shoulders. Aw. Sora looked down and covered her face with her hands. She was trembling. Coco and Coco and the dog, as one unit, were staring at everyone, speechless. Tsugumi? Not knowing what else to say, I just stood there. I looked at her face, but I couldn't read what she was thinking from her expression. Takeshi, come here for a second. Seeing that I was confused, Tsugumi ran over to me. Eyebrows raised, she glared at me strongly. What was she thinking? Ow! What are you doing? That hurts! Stop whining and get over here. Come on, hurry. Totally clueless, I followed along behind her. I don't know what's happening right now. I mean, I get it, like, on a thematic level, like, I understand the scene that just happened, but also, I don't know what's happening right now. She had grabbed my ear and mercilessly tugged. I think the idea is going to be, like, he's like, because Tsugumi was saying earlier, like, I truly want to die, and she has her own things going on, obviously, with the whole disease and everything like that, where it's like, I truly want to die, I'm literally immortal, and I cannot, and it kind of sucks. Whereas Kid was just kind of like, it sucks being here, I kind of want to die. But it's like, do you really? And it's like, oh, well, I don't know if I really meant that, like, per se, you know? It's like, yeah, you don't understand the true pain, essentially. Let me go! Tsugumi! Why are you doing this? Ouch! She wordlessly and doggedly moved forward. She kept a firm grip on me and kept pulling so that I couldn't get away. You rip off my ear! It's seriously gonna come off! Ah, officer! This is killing me! Let go of me, please! We kept climbing the stairs. She wouldn't let go no matter how much I pleaded, so I finally shut up. And when we finally made it to the second floor, she let go of my ear. Ah, thank heavens. I mean, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Quit your bitching. Just when I thought you'd finally shut up. Tsugumi let out a big sigh. What's that face supposed to mean? Just what it looks like. I'm so disappointed in you. She furrowed her brow and looked at me. She pinched the bridge of her nose and shook her head. She looked completely fed up. Tsugumi turned and she started walking away from me. Hey, wait a second. Why? What's with you? Did I do something to you? I mean, you hit a child, Takeshi. You hit a child. That was kind of wild of you, but okay. I didn't realize she was pulling him by the ear. I didn't know either, but it's like, yep, of course. I guess that's the only way really where it's like, yeah, you're obviously just gonna follow me. So that's what she did. I hurried over to her and insisted that she answer me. No, it's not like that. You don't understand anything. And throwing back her shoulders, she picked up her pace. What don't I understand? I mean, things were getting out of hand back there. If you hadn't said something, I don't know how it would have turned out. I'm glad you did. I'm really sorry. And thanks. Hey, wait, Tsugumi! I kept yelling as I chased after her. You of all people know how serious the situation is, right? So how come you're... No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. You're angry at me, right? Hold on. Why are you so mad? Please, tell me. Tsugumi stopped at the entrance to Quail. Okay, I will. It's a stupid question, but I'll answer it for you anyway. Okay. All of a sudden, Tsugumi smiled at me. I flinched. Do you remember what you said earlier? Me? Let's see. Well, you know, I say a lot of things all the time. I was fairly angry, so I don't really remember it that well. It might not have been all there at the time. But you know, I really don't think I said anything wrong to the kid. And I'm sure about that. Yeah. I guess it looks like you weren't wrong. That's why I'm mad. Tsugumi jumped onto the jellyfish gondola. I got on soon after and closed the door. The gondola zipped into the tube and out into the ocean. I get so frustrated. How... Into the ocean? Is this like outside the facility? I guess it is. I thought it was somehow inside the facility, but I must have missed that. It must be outside, and it just kind of like loops around the three rings essentially that are kind of embedded in the facility. Must be around one of those. I get so frustrated. Bam. Tsugumi pounded the shell of the jellyfish with her fist. Her expression was one of annoyance again. The gondola swayed slightly as it moved slowly forward. I would not want to be in here. I'd be like, no, this was a mistake. Is it really just enough to be alive? You say you're one of us, so you should cooperate. And that's why you keep pushing him to agree with you and buy into your fake ideals. I can't believe how irresponsible you can be. Who the hell do you think you are? You really got some nerve talking like that. So, what else could I do? It's better than just disappearing, than just standing by and watching him sink into despair. It's better than to have a little hope than nothing at all, right? You're such a hypocrite. Well, you know what? You're selfish and self-righteous. You're always talking like you don't care about anyone. You go around hurting people on purpose and making them feel like crap. Now you're trying to make me look bad. I'm not doing it on purpose. There's just a lot of things I don't agree with. Liar. That's not the way you want things to happen in your heart, and you know that. That's not the way you want things to happen in your heart. You know that. Okay, I read that correctly. Ooh boy, certainly one of the reading days. Why do I have to lash out at everything? Why do you have to lash out at everything? Rather, yes. Why can't you just be yourself for once? You're wrong. You're the one who isn't being yourself. I'm always myself. You're so twisted. That's funny coming from you. This isn't what we were talking about anyway. Why are you so angry? If I did something wrong, then I guess I deserve it. But if there's a good reason, then hey, I won't complain. So come on, tell me. I won't argue with you, just tell me what it is. You really want to know. Okay, interesting. It truly is like anime protagonists where all their faces have to be cut out. Even though we have seen Takeshi, we see him in another room, but all the faces have to be cut out. Just in case, we'll go ahead and remove the window. Although this is a ridiculous sprite because she's like looking dead on. She's looking dead on at you, the player. It's ridiculous. Tsugumi is such a hot mess. She truly is. She really is, though. She really is. Also, welcome on in, Albert. I hope you've been doing well. You really want to know. Tsugumi sat back down in the gondola. Her tone had almost returned to normal. Yeah, of course. She hesitated a bit, but soon came to sit next to me. Tsugumi looked straight ahead. She didn't try to look at me. Why? Because I want to know. Because I want to know what my friends are thinking. Sorry, this had nothing to do with anything. I got his personality so down pat in Tomodachi Life. I'm just saying. Like, it's so great. It's so perfect for him. I might have adjusted it off stream, so it's not the one that I originally had. But, like, Takeshi is friends with, like, literally everybody on the island. Like, there's nobody who hates him. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of wild. I put my hand lightly on her shoulder. I was becoming more and more worried. Maybe she was still trying to be stubborn. Tsugumi didn't try and shake my hand off, but just sat there. Well, you had made me one of the gang, hadn't you? If you want to know, then here goes. I'll tell you. It's because in the end, I've become your friend. I see. Why do you have to say it like that? You're not still... Tsugumi thrust her hand into her pocket and took something out. Oh, I keep waiting for the freaking Sada pendant to come back at some point, because she was the one who had it. She was the one who, well, Sada had it, and then she was fighting over it with Tsugumi. I was waiting for it to come back at some point, but it looks like it's not here because Sada isn't here, which is kind of interesting. Takeshi, you know what this is, right? Chami. The Jurian hamster. Who cares? Where the heck did you pull him from? My pocket. I know that. That's not what I'm asking. Don't just shove him out and talk about him as a this. Hamsters are delicate living creatures, and you should be careful with them. Yeah, you're right. True, honestly. Why? I mean, good a place as any, I guess, to keep him just in your pocket, but like also no other place we can maybe put him, keep him safe. Yeah, you're right. But what else can I do? He doesn't have anywhere else to go. Chami stood in Tsugumi's hand. He twitched his nose and looked up at both of our faces inquisitively. Aw. Aw. Tsugumi stroked Chami softly with the tip of her finger. Hey, Takeshi. Do you know what will happen if I go like this? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna choke me out again? Are you gonna try and kill me again? Tsugumi grasped both of her hands tightly together. In between the cracks of her fingers, I could see Chami's soft, warm-looking gray fur. His body disappeared entirely in her hands. Do you know what will happen? Don't kill Chami! Don't do it! Idiot, cut it out! Come on, answer me. Tsugumi started to squeeze harder. Chami, who only had the tip of his nose visible, had turned his beady eyes toward Tsugumi. What are you talking about? It's totally obvious. What a stupid question. You want to talk about about stupid questions? There's one for you. She'd started squeezing more. Okay, just like literally open her hands and get the hamster away from her. She's not fit to be around the hamster, obviously. Takeshi is right. Why stuff him into your pocket? True. It's like, why would... I mean, I guess you can do that. Weirder things have happened. Pee is just like around the facility with Coco, and he's just like out and about. So it's like, okay, whatever. You know, no leash or anything. It's like, whatever. She started squeezing more. The space between her fingers got smaller and smaller. Chami twisted his body and started to struggle. Cut it out! Tsugumi, if you go on like this, Chami's going to... The hamster looked at me and Tsugumi. At the end, I thought he even let out a small breath. Alright, well... Alright, well, for no reason at all, we're gonna update the title right now. Alright, there we go. It's updated. On Twitch, it's updated. It's updated. Tsugumi, worst girl. Literally worst girl. She killed a hamster. Pretty bad of her. Pretty awful, gotta say. Did she really just do that? If the game is to be believed, then yes. Yeah, hot mess. This goes beyond hot mess. Girl, what are you doing? I could have died. I risked my life to save him, and you just did that? Ooh, it's a new track, as far as I'm aware. Tsugumi crushed her hands together with all her might. They pressed together. Her hands were shaking with the effort. From the cracks of her fingers, red droplets started to fall. Well, Takeshi, what do you think happened to Chami? The fuck are you doing? Are you talking about alive or is the cat alive or dead? Can you see only you know the truth that must be seen, that cannot be seen? What are you talking about? Tsugumi's voice was also shaking. Is he not actually dead? Tell me. Tell me. No. You think I'm gonna answer that? Open your hands. Tsugumi, open your hands. Please, just open them. Now. Her hands were shaking heavily as they opened. Chami. Tsugumi, what have you done? He was dead. And his fur was slightly wet. Alright, well, I just gets worse and worse. Honestly, so glad that I ended the game when I did last time, because could you imagine me getting to this scene? Getting to this scene, and having to end stream right there and just being like, well, that was straight awful. That was literally awful. And his fur was slightly wet. Chami looked like a dirty old dish rag. It was likely that all the bones in his body were broken. All the blood had probably squeezed out from his body. Why are we doing this? He doubtlessly hadn't had any time to wonder. It had happened so fast. His life had been extinguished. So, Takeshi, do you know? What do you think is gonna happen now? Tsugumi! Cut it out! I shook Tsugumi's shoulders violently. I thought for sure I would knock her down. I forced her to look at me, but Tsugumi was crying, and her lips trembled as she bit down on them. Takeshi, why won't you answer me? Chami is dead. He won't ever move again. In her hand, Chami seemed to move faintly, as if he had been woken up suddenly. His movements were stiff, barely visible, and extremely slow, but he was actually moving. What is happening? Did you infect him with the disease? I guess you can do that? I thought the disease was just for humans, but I guess you can do that too. His heart had started beating again, and he had started thinking again, breathing again. He shook himself off slightly, fluttered his ears, and twitched his nose. He got up on shaking legs and tried to stand. However, there was still blood on her hand. So, Takeshi, see how I got you? See how I got you there? See how I trolled you? What the hell? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, lady? She just plummeted on my rankings. Wait, what? I don't know. I don't know. Game, explain. Please just explain. I've just wanted an explanation for so long about why. So, Takeshi, what happened to Chami? Do you create new timelines every time you decide to do something? You like create new worlds and new timelines. You're just like, hey, I'm gonna do this, or I'm not gonna do this, and that creates a whole world line in which, I don't know, Takeshi kind of can jump between, maybe? Probably not. But also, what just happened? I'm guessing the hamster got infected. Our gondola at Quail had already passed the entrance to the ride twice and was just starting to make its third pass. One pass really wasn't that long. Altogether, we had been in it just over 10 minutes. In that brief time, he had returned to normal and was sitting up on her palm, staring at the two of us inquisitively. Tsugumi was petting Chami softly again with the tip of her finger. Different than the kid. Different than you. You saw, didn't you? That was real. Chami has the virus. How'd you do that? How'd you do that? And also, do I have the virus? Because if so, I mean, hold on. Hold on a minute. The first time I tried to pet him, he got spooked. He bit my finger, and blood got all over him. Ah, I see. So it's just contact with blood, I guess? What a weird virus. What a strange virus. Okay. That would make too much sense. It's like, it would be kind of interesting if it's like she made the timelines, because I was like, Tsugumi, at some point in the past, I was like, Tsugumi, secret third protagonist, and it's like, she kind of gives off that energy, to be honest. So Chami is just like me now. No. No way. No way, I don't believe you. I still couldn't believe her. Or what she had told me about the virus earlier. Or what had happened right then in front of me. See? This little guy is alive. Tsugumi murmured as she looked down. He's alive. She's breathing. His heart is beating. But it hurt, didn't it, little guy? It was painful, wasn't it? Yeah, it sure was. It was painful to me. Why? I mean, I'm still gonna leave the title, but also, like, why'd you do that? You had to kill a hamster just to bring it back to life. I did something terrible. I'm sorry, Chami. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I was wrong. But it's okay, because you're alive, right? I started shaking Tsugumi's shoulders again. What the hell are you talking about? How can you say something like that? You just put him through something unimaginable right now, and now you're saying it's okay because you're alive. No! Tsugumi brushed off my hand. Are you gonna say, like, that's the same thing that life does with you? I think that's a little bit different. I think it's a little different, Tsugumi. That's what you said. That's exactly what you said back there. It's enough to be alive. You're the one who said that. So how about it? You saw what happened, right? You saw what happened to Chami, right? What I did to him. You saw it. You saw it, Takeshi. And you could say it's enough to still be alive? Well, it isn't. It isn't, no matter what you say. I won't believe it. It isn't enough to have a life. You can't say that's living. So, do you understand, or don't you? Takeshi, tell me. How about you, Chami? Do you understand? Her face was pointing down. I couldn't see her expression. But I didn't have to. I knew what it was. Tsugumi was crying, silently. Countless tears fell from her face. This is why I thought of her as a vampire. She does kind of give off like a little bit of vampire energy. I think I think vampire is like the furthest thing on my mind. Although if this game ended up having a vampire, that would be I don't know, like 0-time dilemma, virtue's last reward levels of just like I don't know what's happening right now. Like I don't know, I wasn't expecting this. This is still in the realm of possibility, but like you know, this is a lot. This is a lot. I will say. Countless tears fell from Tsugumi's face, like raindrops falling one by one onto the red-stained floor of Quail. I didn't know what to say. No words seemed adequate to me, so... Hey, do you know how many times I've died? So, what you're saying is that if, What you're saying is, essentially, is that if the facility explodes, are you the only one that's gonna live here? Is that what you're saying? What does this have to do with Sara and the secret facility that experimented on whatever? I think it has something to do with that. Maybe a cure for this disease, but also like, what does this have to do with anything? Or I guess you can reverse it and look at Sara's route and be like, what does this have to do with anything? Either or. That's a horrible way to prove a point. It really is. It really is kind of the worst way to prove your point, Tsugumi, I gotta say. I gotta say. Also, thank you so much for the hydrate. I will do so right now. Alrighty, thank you again. It's probably inevitable. I'm really tired and I've been really busy and probably talking a lot today. So, it's probably inevitable that my voice is just gonna crack and break. It can't be helped. She was trying to stay as calm as she could. I have no idea. I scarcely could move my lips as I replied. I don't remember anymore anyway. In the beginning, there were said to only be a few of us carriers. But out of all of them, I was special. August 2005. I was 12 at the time, and my family went to America because of my father's job. A friend of mine then, Julia, She and I were the same age. And she had to go to the hospital. I had a terrible feeling just now. A terrible feeling in my gut. In Never 7, that whole horseshit, the Courie syndrome, was the girl in that story, was her name Julia? Please tell me this is just coincidence. Please, please, please tell me this is just coincidence. I think so. I think that the girl in the story about Courie syndrome, it was like a guy and a girl. It was the doctor and a girl, I thought. But hopefully it's not Julia. She and I were the same age, and she had to go to the hospital. They said it was a terminal disease. She had leukemia and was transferred back and forth to different places, but nobody could help her. Is this the timeline where she died? She didn't get god powers, essentially, to write her own reality and just say, no, I'm not sick. No, I'm not sick, so I'm not gonna die. You know, is that what happened? But I kept going to see her to keep up her spirits. Watching her smiling face, I couldn't believe that she didn't have long to live. Oh no, she's Florida. She's Florida. Honestly, I can't remember that far back. It's like, I don't know, it just hit me in a wave. It was just like, yeah, like it sounds like a familiar name for this game series. And it sounds like I thought that she had leukemia in the story, in the Courie story. What the hell? What the hell? Watching her smiling face, I couldn't believe that she didn't have long to live. I thought it would be a miracle. It sure was, bud. It sure was. I thought that if I prayed enough, she'd get better. If I cared enough, her pain and suffering would be less. I believed that. Then one day, I got in an accident. An accident? Is that how you got the virus? No. Right after I left the hospital, I got hit by a semi-trailer. What the hell? What the... Okay. Broken bones throughout my body, torn muscles everywhere. I was in a coma. I even stopped breathing. It was hopeless. But for some reason, I didn't die. And a few months later, I woke up in an unfamiliar place. Where did I don't know if this is gonna... I don't know if Courie, like literally the phrase Courie syndrome is gonna get brought up in this game, but that does... I'm gonna go back after the stream and check, but like that does to me sound like the story. That sounds exactly one-to-one like the story, and I guess you were just happened to be a friend of that girl that got brought up later that Izumi happened to hear about and became so obsessed with so obsessed with that bullshit theory. It's like okay, all right, so you actually knew her. Let me go ahead and remove window here. Interesting. Where am I? It's a hospital. I guess I'll do a younger voice. Which one? Well, I don't really know either. You don't know? I don't know why, but I don't know. My name's Tsugumi. Komachi Tsugumi. You? Huh? What is your... Oh, is this the doctor speaking? There's no nameplates. Okay. What is your name? Well, I guess I don't know that either. Sucks, huh? I woke up next to a boy with amnesia. Outside the window was unfamiliar scenery. I was pretty sure it was somewhere in America. But in order to find out just where I was, it would take another 8 years. 8 years? So she got isekai'd into this crazy fantasy world. Essentially, that's what it is. She got isekai'd into her own delusion, into her own fantasy, where you can just make people real and no, we didn't die because we're in the dream world and we have to wake up. Didn't you know? Makoto, wake up! Wake up, Makoto, wake up! I was there the whole time. I was at that hospital. Who are you? I'm the physician who will be attending to you. Physician? Oh, you mean you're a doctor? Yes, I'm going to find a cure for your sickness and make you all better. Cure me? I got in an accident and got hurt. No, it's a little different than that. Different? You have a new disease. Congrats! You have a brand new disease. Terrible things that you would never want to hear. One that we've never seen before. A new kind of disease. So that was... Yes. I don't know how I got it or when. But before I woke up, no, probably before I got in the accident, I was already in the process of becoming immortal. Yeah, I think so. I think this is it. If this game has no other connection to Never 7, I think this is the one connection. This is it. It's not Courie syndrome, because Courie syndrome was like a delusion. I don't think she's looking at it from a delusion perspective. This is our world, this is our reality. But it is kind of like you made manifest something that wasn't supposed to be real. You prayed every day and you hoped for your friend to get better. Somehow that, I don't know, bounced and reflected off towards you instead. But I think this is it. I think this is it. Gosh darn it, Izumi. Oh man. I was already in the process of becoming immortal. All right, I'd like to talk to you. Take a little look at, take a little of your blood. Where are her parents, dog? Why are you talking to her? Why? Well, it's for research. To find a way to cure you, of course. Research? Your illness is very rare. Rare? There are very few people in the world who have it. And of all those people, you are special. Special? Your genetic code is being rewritten. It is truly fascinating. You are the talk of the whole medical center. Actually, you know what? So, again, I brought this up. I don't think I've ever brought this up during Ever 17. Or maybe I have once. I definitely brought this up at some point during Never 7. I talked about how I, the Somnium Files Nirvana initiative is seen as like well, somebody at least on Reddit made a comment once that was kind of like, this game is essentially like Uchikoshi's greatest hits. It's his greatest plot twist or greatest story threads and plot lines and stuff like that, kind of mashed all into one game. Obviously, I don't know what that means, and I won't know until I finish this game and probably remember 11 as well. But I'm seeing the connection there now, actually. If you don't know, and I guess Nirvana Initiative spoilers, so just mute for like 20 seconds here. But if you don't know, the kid, Shoma is literally this. Shoma literally is the Ever 17. Although I think he's like, what is he, like, I don't know, 12 or like 14 or whatever. He is the Ever 17 as well in his own way, because his genetic code was rewritten and he just became young forever, which we never get any follow through about, and it's just like, that kind of sucks, my guy, but okay. Okay. But yeah, I would say that's kind of borrowing that element as well. Your genetic code is being rewritten. It is truly fascinating. You are the talk of our whole medical center. I don't understand what you're talking about. Hey, don't worry about it. We're going to find a way to make you better, I promise. How are you going to get some blood? Well, princess, we just... Hey, don't you worry yourself about it. Hee, I'm not evil. Ooh. Okay, so this is, you know, evil facility. Not surprising. Kid and Sara were not treated like that good either. So not surprising. The plot twist in Ever 17 haven't even started. I mean, I don't know if they were... I haven't played the game, so I don't know if they were referencing, like, Uchikochi's greatest plot twist or just, like, plot points or plot threads. But this is definitely, like, one-to-one the same exact thing. So, in that sense. Just give me your arm and we'll be done before you know it. It won't hurt. They came to take blood samples again and again. I didn't know the future her. I didn't know how much of it at the time. Why they would do that? The doctors kept telling me, it's so we can help you find a cure. It's so we can help you and people like you. Hey, you there next to me. What? You're sick too, aren't you? Me? Well, The same sickness as me? No, I mean, probably not. You mean you aren't sure? Yeah, I'm fine. I know, I can... you can? I can see the future. I can just see the future, and I can just see the future, and I'm literally immortal, and like I can survive lava, and like, okay, we were like assembling the Avengers, okay, just all these children with different abilities, and we're just like, yeah, just throw them all into one room. I can see the future is kind of reminiscent of Kid, but first of all, this doesn't look like Kid to me. Like, it's a similar hair color, but it's a little bit darker. Also, Kid is younger than Tsugumi, who would be is 23 now at this point, so there is that. And also, he's not seeing the future. He's seeing like other world lines, essentially. He's seeing something that will not happen and has not happened because he saw something somewhere else, essentially. But okay, sure, I guess you could just do that. I can see the future. This is what he told me. You're going to have many tragedies in your life, but I don't want you to be sad. The first one in 5 years, then 3 years later, then another in 3 years. But you're going to live through all of them. That's pretty much what he told me. Alright, well that sucks. I wish you hadn't said that, bud, but okay. I was just making small talk, like what's, you know, how's the weather outside, but I wish you hadn't told me all of that, okay. It didn't take long for me to understand what he was saying, even at my young age. Aw, the cat, is it alive or dead? Do you see it? Do you see it? Alright, there we go. What is this facility? Again, it's another like Hongo like situation of just being like, yes, let's gather these children who have this very special ability and, you know, experiment on them. I don't know exactly why or what they're doing, or if it's just for money, or if it's just like because there's somebody specific that they need to save, or specific people they need to save. Well, actually, no, it's a pharmaceutical company. So yeah, it is for money. It is for money, essentially. If we can study why this girl is living for 18 billion years, we can make so much money off of people, essentially. That would be good for them as like a private-owned pharmaceutical corporation, I would assume. Let me go ahead and remove window here. Although there might be somebody, I don't know, the company president might, I don't know, might be dying and they want to save him, especially. Something like that. Something like that. And then let me save as well. Takeshi dead or alive? Oh my god. Is the cat dead or alive? Did you know about it? Tsugumi, take a look. There's a cat and a mouse over there.
Oh yeah, they're so cute. I wonder why they're in a place like this.
Yeah, those cages are so small. It looks painful. You want to let them out?
I wonder if it'd be alright.
It should be. Come on, let's do it.
Hey, wait.
Okay, everyone out. Run while you can. Crash. Hey, what do you think you two are doing? Oh no, the experiment. Everyone, be careful. Whatever you do, don't let them bite you. Watch out, they're contagious. What were you all doing? Okay, sure. They were really mad at us, so we did the same thing again. We did the same thing again. You opened those cages so fast.
You surprised me.
They caught all the animals again.
Yeah, they're right back to where they were before. In those cramped, small cages.
They're trapped again.
Why did they have to be locked up that way?
Why? I wonder.
Why?
I have no clue who's speaking, so I'm just kind of winging it. I hope that's okay. I slowly started to realize why. I began to understand bit by bit I wasn't being kept at a hospital, but a research facility. Nobody came to see me, and none of the patients ever left. Where are your parents? Girl, where are they? Hold on one moment. I mean, I guess they could have said like, hey, your daughter is dead, and I guess they just didn't ask for the body or something because they were too pained by it. I don't know what happened. Or maybe they were like, yeah, sure, experiment on our daughter, I don't know. But it's like, where are they? What happened? And none of the patients ever left. And there were hardly ever any new patients. And the whole time, I never knew where I was.
Huh? They're all gone.
You didn't let them out again,
You didn't let them out again, did you?
No. Oh, well,
I wonder where they went.
I don't know.
They shouldn't have been kept in such a cramped space anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe the researchers thought the same thing and let them go.
No idea. Obviously darker implications. Probably don't need to spell that out.
It's no good. It's no good. We still haven't been able to...
It's no good. We still haven't been able to discover the reason or mechanism behind it. It's happened right in front of me, but I still can't believe it. The only explanation I can come up with is genetic transfer. It goes against everything we know about science. Yeah, that's what Izumi sure said, huh? That sure is what she said. This is like that SCP story where people stop being able to die. It does not go well. I don't know what SCP is. Is that like the... I don't know what it is. It's like is it a franchise or is it a game specifically? I've like vaguely heard about it before. It's like, I don't know what it is though. For such important test animals, they sure do have real crappy security on them. Sure, why are we just allowed out and about to just run around with them? It's like, don't let them bite. They could kill you. It's like, okay, sure. They withstood up to 4 splicings. I think they could take 8. Eee. Let's keep testing. No, if we continue, there is no mistaking it. They're still alive. They might... they might even still react at 16. But they're not. These aren't living creatures anymore. What, is that what you want to say? Perhaps that way of thinking might have been correct according to our old understanding, but we have no idea the possibilities this entails of making zombies. Making zombies, what's the worst that can happen, right? That's not right. It's crazy.
The mice are still there. It's so cute. Wait, something strange. 1, 2, 3... Huh? Are there more of them or less?
Oh, welcome on in. Ikami? Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How are you doing today? How are you doing? I hope your stream went well. Thank you so much for joining. We are currently playing Ever 17 and learning more about Tsugumi, and I am losing my mind slightly because I've played Never 7 and I don't know. Everything that like Izumi said is becoming slightly relevant, and it's just like, okay. Okay, slightly dying on the inside. But it's been interesting so far. It's been really interesting. Welcome on in. Hello. I hope your stream went well. What were you playing? What were you doing? It's not a game, it's like creepypasta. Oh, okay, I see. I've heard about it before. It's like, I don't know what it is though. Like a website with a group of stories and fictional research collected seems to be a real, to seem like a real thing. Oh, okay. All right, that makes a lot of sense in the context that I've heard them in before. Okay. All right, and then there's like, I think there's games that are kind of like indie games, like very niche games that are loosely inspired and based off of things like that. Like that's a whole big genre, but it's originally articles. I see, and it spawns into videos and everything else. Everything else essentially. Gotcha. Huh. Well, today I learned. Did they put the cats back in their
cages?
Nice to meet ya. I found your channel after I finished The Moon Looks Beautiful Tonight. Oh man, watch your playthrough on YouTube soon after. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Yeah, that game was really something special. Oh, that's nice. That's always really nice to hear. Sometimes with indie games, it's hard. I mean, all the games that I play are niche, but like, still with like really smaller indie games, it's hard to know sometimes. It's like, is anyone gonna care? I kind of cared. This was fun. I imagine the people who were around for it kind of saw how nice it was. But that's nice. That's cool. I was playing Dustborn tonight. Nice. I hope it went well. I don't know anything about Dustborn, unfortunately. I don't know anything about Dustborn, unfortunately, for myself. But I hope it went well, whatever it is. That's just a great game. Do I know anything about Dustborn? Do I know? Dustborn. No. No, I don't. I don't know anything about Dustborn. It looks interesting, though. It looks interesting. Huh. Look at that. Well, I hope it went well. I hope it went well. it is just about time over here for the first break of the stream. So let me go over to Burb screen. Let me go here. Secure, Contain, Protect. It's a massive community of horror writing with a foundation tasked with maintaining the veil of normalcy in everyday abnormalities. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, it's I'm trying to remember the name of the game, but it's like there are certain games that like this, that have this general similar style. I'm just talking about games because we play a lot of games here, obviously. But it's originally writing. I didn't know that part. That's interesting to me. That's interesting. But yes, it's about time for the first break of the stream. If you are here, stretch, get some water, all the good stuff. I will be right back to hopefully play through some more of Tsugumi's Root and maybe beat it, possibly, in 3 minutes. See you then. Alrighty, I am back. Let me go over back to game screen. Alrighty. If you're familiar with the game Control, they basically got all the ideas from SCP Bikini fandom. Oh, okay, interesting. I have seen a little bit of Control. Technically, I've seen somebody play through the entirety of Control, and I don't get it. And by seen, I mean I've listened to it because it triggers my what do you call it? motion sickness. Unfortunately, that's one of those games where it's just like you, if you have motion sickness, you die. You die. That's what happens. So unfortunately, I'd never be able to play it. But that's interesting. I know that game is like, it gets super complex and kind of deep if you're not paying attention, you know? It has a very interesting presentation to it. So that's interesting. That's where it gets a lot of its ideas from. Nice, nice. Recommend checking out the Dreamfall games if you like point and click adventures. I have to check it out. It's like, it's interesting because I've never heard of this one. I've never heard of this one. But I'd be interested in seeing more about it for sure, for sure. So, by the way, is it, I didn't get, I don't know if you're still here. It's like, is it Ikami or Ekami? I don't actually know. But feel free to let me know if you're still here. But yes, continuing with Insanity, did you know the cover is locked? I can't get it off. I don't know who's talking right now. Why can't we have nameplates?
Huh? What? Hey, kid. Where did the kid go? Answer me.
Get out of here. It's time for you to leave. That's what it was like for 8 years, day in and day out. I don't even... Oh, or okay, we're suggesting that they took him to experiment as well, and he maybe died. He maybe died in the process. I think, maybe. I don't know what they were implying there. I think so. Every single day. The researcher called for me. Why would you kill the child, especially that has the visions of the future? What? Why would you experiment on him? Why would you do that? Are you crazy? The researcher called for me, telling me I'm your friend. But the truth is that he wasn't. I was being forced to do all these tests and experiments. They just used me like some tool. I stopped being able to feel pain or just suffer. Okay, so when... And we don't know the extent of it, but when Kid and Sara really say, like, my special power is being able to see in the dark through, I don't know, heat waves and whatever else, they really mean that. Like, that is their power. Like, there might be time travel stuff, but, like, for the most part, that is what they do. That is their power. So, second one, Ekami. Ekami, okay. I will try and remember that. Ekami. Thank you so much for the raid again. I appreciate it. Child Tsumi is such a weird kid. She really is. She's very unfazed by like, hey, so where are my parents? I've just, you know, I haven't seen them in like a month or two. I'd be kind of concerned. I haven't seen them in like a week. I don't know. If it were me, I'd be freaking out, but sure. Sure. I doubt they did the experiments with the intention of killing him. Yeah, but like, I understand that, but like even taking the risk at all is crazy because this kid can tell you tomorrow's winning lottery numbers. Like, why would you even think to do that? Why would you even think to do that? But sure, whatever. They were bad doctors. That's the point. That's the point. They thought that they could justify it if they could justify it in science terms, and they got so hell bent on that it just like they lost sight of the plot. Essentially, that makes sense. That at least makes sense. When I went back to bed, all I could do was cry. One day, the kid next to me didn't come back. Takeshi, do you know why? Yeah. I mean, no, I mean, no, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, but I think I understand. Takeshi, you were so freaking stupid. So I don't have to explain it to you. Yeah. If it's too painful for you, you don't have to say anything anymore. Tsugumi was stroking Chami with a trembling finger. I put my hand lightly on Tsugumi's shoulder. To suddenly get hit with a virulent disease, I know how to read, and become someone who would never age, spend 8 years trapped in a research facility. I couldn't imagine how it must have been to go through. I hate it. Sorry I can't stay long. I gotta head to bed so I can be up in 7 hours. Have a good night. No worries. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And I hate myself for talking about it. It's funny, isn't it? Whenever I'm with you, I find myself talking about the stupidest things. It's okay. You don't have to talk. I'm so sorry. It was totally irresponsible when I said that back there. It was careless of me to talk about being alive like it's just a given. I don't want your pity. It's too late. It isn't like that. It's not like that. Tsugumi, I was wrong, okay? You were wrong. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say anymore. She screams suddenly. Don't tell me that. You don't just take back what you say. Not that easily. You want irresponsible? That's irresponsible. I didn't know what to tell her. You're just like them. You don't understand anything. You throw around words like friend without really meaning it. You don't understand anything about how I'm feeling. You don't understand anything about what the kid's feeling. She was making me feel like it had been a mistake to say I'd been wrong. No, that wasn't it either. The truth was, there was no such thing as right and wrong. People who are alive should live as long as they can. You said that, didn't you? I'll survive. I'll probably die many times more, and I'll still be alive. Chami here too. But Takeshi, can you say that you're really alive right now? Are you really there in front of me now? What's wrong? You said you'd accept everything I had to say, right? You said that, right, Takeshi? She bit her lip. Her shoulders were shaking. She looked bitterly disappointed. It was frustrating. That when she tried to live, she ended up dying. And when she tried to die, she ended up living. It was a process that repeated itself over and over without end. It wasn't right or wrong, it was her reality. It was something she had no choice but to accept. She's got to speak at his level of intelligence. But I still hadn't been able to accept it. So stupid. I'm stupid. But do you know? You're way stupider than me. Oh, okay. Alright, well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Cool. The gondola swayed. We arrived at the end of the ride. I had no idea how many times we passed by Quail. The door opened suddenly. She got up quickly and opened the door. What does Yu's father have to do with any of this? Sorry, I know it's not like appropriate for the scene, but it's just like these are the little thoughts in the back of my mind where it's just like, how could this story possibly connect? What has Yu been talking about this entire time? What has she been saying? Tsugumi. I stuck out my hand to grab her, but she swatted it away immediately. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Slam. She closed the door from outside. The jellyfish I was riding in started to move again. Stupid. I muttered to myself. Stupid idiot. I said it to myself. I said it to her. I said it to no one and nothing in particular. To everything. Outside the window was the ocean. An ocean closed off from the light. When it passed under the shadow of the installation, the gondola became dark. And inside of the darkness, all alone in the darkness, I bit down hard on my lip as I cried. Aw. 8:19 p.m. Soon after, it was night. In the conference room, Yu, Coco, and Pipi were waiting. Even the kid. It looked like the kid had calmed down some. While I'd been gone, it seemed like Yu and Coco had been able to talk some sense into him. Yu told me that he'd probably been upset by a reoccurring memory and had gotten so worked up in spite of himself. I felt that I'd gotten out of hand and said some terrible things to him. I felt like I'd gotten out of hand and I had said some terrible things to him. I guess both of those separately. I literally had gotten out of hand. Like, I literally slapped him with my hand and said some terrible things to him. Sure, okay. I went around to everyone there and apologized. Soon afterward, a report came to us in the conference room, directly from Lima's terminal. Yu read all of the contents out to us. 3rd floor Dritterstock partition schematic. The cosmic whale room was flooded completely. Didn't we leave the facility at this point, then? That was what happened? I can't remember the timeline of events, but didn't we leave the facility at this point in the Sato route? Did it end early? Also, I misquoted my theory last time. My theory was that in every other route except the Tsugumi route, everyone would die, and that Tsugumi route would be the only one where we would live. I'm starting to think though that it's maybe the opposite, that we're going to possibly die in this route, or maybe almost die in this route, but I think in all the other ones, I think we're gonna live. Casualties, none. Flooding to other rooms, none. Chance of damage spreading, none. Are you sure about that? Are you sure, Sora? Are you very sure? Shivering slightly in the cold, I wrapped my arms around my knees, and we all went to sleep. May 6th, Saturday, this 7:26 a.m. The sound of boiling, bubbling oil filled the room. I fried the tuna in silence. After getting up, we all gathered in front of the sandwich shop as usual. As luck would have it, everyone showed up at the same time. I guess I could have called it lucky. Man, we're all depressed. We're all depressed because we're gonna die or something. Man, this sucks. Even the dog is depressed. Hardly anyone said a thing. Everyone had glum expressions on their faces and ate silently. There was a strange atmosphere surrounding us. For some reason, it had become hard for us to look each other in the eyes. It felt like the beginning of the bottomless rift amongst us. At the same time, there was a strange smell in the air. A sizzle. Ah! There was smoke coming from the tip of my finger. Smoke! Ah! It's hot! I had been firmly pressing it against the grill. I hastily cut the power. A juicy smell, not unlike sausage, was coming from the burnt tip of my finger. Ew. Oh, that hurts. I'm such an idiot. As I blew my finger to cool it off, I looked around at everyone. Are they gonna laugh at me? They noticed, but they all turned their gazes down. No, they're not laughing! Oh, it's serious now. It's super serious now. What the hell? Okay. They had noticed, but they all turned their gazes down. Oh. Only Pee-Pee was kind enough to acknowledge me. Yeah, Pee-Pee, I burnt myself pretty good. But soon, even Pee-Pee turned his face away from me. Hey. It looked like everyone hated me. I felt totally alone. You slapped a child, my guy. You did do that. The sandwich I had just finished cooled off, but it was soon no longer palatable. It felt like the morning after a funeral. Everyone knew things had sunk so low. Everyone knew, but no one wanted to say anything. A moment of carelessness had opened our hearts up to despair. They shoveled the tuna sandwiches into their mouths in silence. After we were all finished eating, everyone went to the conference room. 8:09 a.m. There's an important reason why I've called all of you here. We are all going to die, and there's nothing I can do about it. Anyway, that's the end of the game. There's something that I wanted to inform you all as soon as possible. Have we not? I think she's told us at this point. Maybe she's saying like, hey, we're given an extension for some reason. But I think she's told us at this point in the route, like, hey, just in case, like, if we don't get out of here in a certain amount of time, we are going to die. Like, that is going to happen. I know it is difficult, but it's important for you to accurately realize the full gravity of this situation. Please don't panic, settle down, and listen carefully. Sora paused for a second. Sora looked at all 5 of us in turn, you, Tsugumi, Koko, and the kid, and me. The conference room was silent. Damn, even the dog is rejecting him. I love how Pee-Pee has just been like constantly referenced, constantly talked about, like the dog is always here. What does this mean? Why is this lore accurate? Lore relevant rather. But I could hear the sound of water coming faintly from somewhere. Was it water lapping in the hallways? Moments later, I couldn't hear it anymore. As if Sora was waiting for that cue, she slowly opened her mouth. The situation is not good. Sora extended her hand and a holographic window appeared in the space in front of us. I felt like I hadn't seen her do that for a while. Currently, there is no areas that show signs of new flooding. Since the flooding of the cosmic whale area in Stock last night, there have been no further reports of significant damage. The burden being placed on Limu's support columns has increased due to the flooding. The structural distortion between floors is increasing. If this continues, Limu will eventually lose its equilibrium and tilt dramatically. If the damage to the areas connecting the floors of different sectors increases, there is the possibility that pipe leaks could flood the dry sectors. In other words, we can't afford to be careless. Things are critical. I think I told you this before. Implosion of Limu is estimated to occur at 4:30 a.m. on May 7th. The calculation has a margin of error of plus or minus 12 hours. Also, is it just me, or is PP the original Gab? Gab as in... I might be missing it. I'm sorry, I'm very, very tired. I might be missing it. Gab as in... Oh, yeah, no, Gab, the dog. The dog all the time. Yeah, I guess so, actually. I mean, PP isn't nearly as helpful, honestly. PP isn't nearly as helpful, to be quite fair. But sure, I guess so. There was no significant change to this prediction. In one area, the strength limits of partitions have already been exceeded. The destruction of Limu will be gradual, but it will be inevitable and steadily occur. It is only a matter of time. Sora told all of this with a calm look on her face. We all swallowed and held our breath as we listened. We knew we were reaching our time limit. We had no choice but to accept that reality. There was no avoiding the situation. Presently, the power generator is functioning normally. However, if by chance there is a blackout, we will switch to the emergency power battery. This is generally meant for supporting the emergency lighting and the maintenance on Limu's system. It should last for about 2 hours. I wonder what was the catalyst then in the kid route for them finding the emergency exit, or like, hey, we found a way to escape. I think they said like somebody outside had done something. They got in contact with somebody outside, but I wonder what was the catalyst for like the changes between that in that route versus this in this route, where it's like nobody cares about us apparently, you know? Sora's matter-of-fact way of speaking only raised the tension in our minds. For you, Coco, Kid, and Pipi. And even Tsugumi. Everyone was listening calmly to what Sora had to say. No one was panicking yet. The previous night, Tsugumi's yells had pierced my heart, yet her bitter bullet didn't come out my back and remained lodged inside as a constant reminder. She refused to look at me. Oh, okay. Alright. Seemingly the most important character of the game, yet we have no idea why. We have no clue why. Gab was certainly important. PP is... I'm telling you, man, if the game actually says, like, did you know that PP... This is Sara's way of, like, viewing the world just, like, through this dog somehow. It's gonna be kind of crazy. I'm not gonna write it off completely, but I don't think that's it. Instead, Tsugumi just stared blankly in front of her. Perhaps that was for the best, but I had other things to worry about. I turned back to the situation at hand, listening carefully to Sora's report. The normal communication channels are still not functioning, nor have I found an escape route. However, I have made protecting you all my priority, and Lemith is devoting all of its resources to that objective. I am also using all the sensors, lights, manipulators, and means at my disposal outside the complex. And I am still investigating whether there are any means of communicating outside with the world using light, radio, or sound. Any way to investigate a little bit faster? Any way to do that? Sora nodded her head, straightened her back, and surveyed the room. We were all silent. There was a look of determination in her eyes. Let me say one more thing. That as long as I, Akagababa Sora, exist, and while my powers are limited, as long as you all are here, I will do my utmost to find a way to escape to safety. We do not have much longer together, but I, Abababa Sora, am at your service. She concluded with a serious nod. We also nodded in agreement. We must wait and believe that help is on its way. Soda's expression gave way to a smile. Is anyone gonna ask her? I mean, I guess it would be a little insensitive given everything, and probably they don't want to hear it. But is anyone gonna ask her like, "Hey, so if we die, are you gonna die as well? Like, are you like just within the facility?" Everyone, let's pray for a safe rescue. As we've learned, praying actually works. So you know what? I mean, might as well, honestly. The gloomy atmosphere that had been hanging over the gathering lightened, and everyone started thinking about how to spend their time. Soda's smile instilled everyone with courage. I was grateful that piece of code in Soda's program, the function that allowed her to be calm in times of trouble. I was grateful for that, rather. 10:51 a.m. We transferred to the rest area. Everyone found a seat around the central stage. A ripple ran right through the water on the floor. A wave swashed back and forth from wall to wall. This is serious. What are we gonna do? I didn't have any ideas. A few quiet discussions were going on. Yet from where I stood, it seemed like more people spoke, the murkier the answers became. From the beginning, it was the same debate repeated over and over again. Should we wait for help? Should we seek an escape route? All I could do was look to the ceiling. There was no sign that any bright ideas were on their way to my head. We were just waiting for the walls and ceilings to come crumbling down. What happened, kid? Everyone, be careful. Don't move. Don't stand up. A deep moan rumbled through the room as the floor began to shake. A wave of fear ran through us. Soon the shaking ceased. You. Don't worry, it's okay. Right, Soda? Yes, the shaking just now was... I believe it was only due to a large amount of activity from the thermal vents on the ocean floor. It should only be temporary. But her facial coloring still hadn't returned to normal. Everyone looked around the room, exchanging glances. And just like that, nervous tension filled the room again. Not again. I decided to take charge. All right, everyone listen up. I rose to my feet and shouted to everyone. Listen, just stay where you all are. I'm gonna check the kiosk on the second floor. Everyone was shocked as I yelled. Some jaws even dropped. They may have been half put off by me. Still, I didn't concern myself with that. No matter how stupid it seemed, I continued. I'm gonna go above to grab some snacks for everybody. There's still plenty up there and we should be able to eat it. What if it floods while you're up there? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? For somebody who says, like, just living is enough, you seem to be very reckless with your own life, to be quite honest. It'll be a pain to go get it later, and it doesn't make sense to let them go to waste. Alright, we're gonna eat here. Let's have a good time. Oh, that's right. Does anyone want beer? What? But... You raised her hand timidly. But we don't sell alcohol at Limu kiosks. We had a lot of complaints about customers having bad hangovers due to the difference in air pressure down here. Ah, that's too bad. Well, hardly any of you look like you could hold a drink anyway. I guess it will have to be juice. Excuse me, Takeshi? Next, it was the kid who raised his hand. There are probably plenty of drinks at the tuna sandwich shop. That way you don't have to go above. There's canned juice and paper cups. Why don't I go get them? Alright, kid, you do that. Alright, leave it to me. The kid laughed. It seemed like he was over the events from the day before. Hey, let me help! Coco, you haven't spoken all day. All day you haven't spoken. Kind of crazy. An excited Coco raised her hand, volunteering. Bow wow. Bow wow.
I think Fifi wants to help too.
Great. Alright, let's go and get the supplies.
Soda, do we still have time?
You asked Soda in a small voice. I'm sorry. I'm not able to run an accurate simulation. There may not be much time, but we will be safe until 2 p.m. I can guarantee that. Soda replied casually. Alright. You nodded and looked up. Kid, are you ready? Let's grab all the drinks we can carry. Okay, let's go. Oh, that's right. Yu slammed her fist into her palm excitedly and looked about the room. What about Tsugumi? Tsugumi? Huh? She's not here. Okay, she's gone? What? I frantically surveyed the room as well, but Tsugumi was nowhere in sight. Where the heck did she go? And where'd she leave? And when'd she leave? I believe Komachi-san slipped out of here just a short moment ago. It seems like she left for the second floor. Okay, so she's gonna be joining us instead, okay. There's nothing we can do. She'll be back soon, right, Karanari? Yeah. Okay, everyone, let's get ready to party. Interesting. We never got, like, clarification. What was it that you specifically wanted to say? What was it that she wanted to say specifically about it?
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Woof. Yeah.
Let's party, party.
I had only thrown the idea as a way to lighten the mood. Before I knew it, we found ourselves making full-blown party and... we had a full-blown party and I'm making blah blah blah. Well, whatever. It was better than having everyone moping about. Alright. I think that I'm fading like a little bit. I am fading like a little bit. I'm struggling to stay awake as I am reading. I am reading and I am struggling to stay awake. So I think this might be it. Gosh darn it, I really wanted to finish the game today, and I think I could have. If I hadn't worked, you know, like for a long time today, if I didn't have a ton of work to do tomorrow, I think I probably would have stayed, maybe like just stayed up for what is it, like 3 to 4 hours? I would have stayed up to like finish this route at the very least. But I think I think I have to go because I'm reading and getting through sentences and it's like I can barely keep my eyes open. So let me go ahead and I guess this one over here. Takeshi Silent Last Supper. I think we really are gonna die. That's kind of crazy. Okay. That really is kind of crazy. All right. Let me go ahead and I guess we can leave it on this one. You have been up for a long time? I have. I have. Oh man. Well, that was it. That was it for today's Ever 17. Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. Overall, very, very interesting. I like the presentation and the way that it was done for Tsugumi's thing, even though, you know, I don't think she had to kill a hamster in the process, but I mean, it gets her point across, the point that, like, she went through a lot of stuff. She went through quite a bit, and it kind of messed with her, and so she was just, like, so confident that she could kill this hamster and bring it back to life. But also, you know, why would you do that? Why would you do that to the little hamster? Again, it's because, like, the mice and, like, the cat were all experimented on, but still. Yeah, let me go ahead and I guess we can look for somebody to raid if anyone's online, and then I will call it. Of course, we have the debut stream. The debut stream is going to be next, and that will of course be on Twitch and YouTube as well. I guess because this is the last time really that I'm gonna be showing this. Hold on, let me see if I can show this. Look at this. Check this out. She has no legs. Ah! This whole time I've had no legs to speak of. But I will now be growing legs over the next 2 days. I will be growing legs. So congrats to me. Really wondrous day for me. Really wondrous day. All right, let me go ahead and put this back over here. One leg a day. Literally, it's leg day all day. Literally like a Shoma, 100-line Shoma transformation sort of thing. Let me go ahead and why even legs? Why even legs? Why have them? Why? Let me go ahead and look for somebody to raid here on Twitch. If anybody's online. I don't think anyone is online. Look at that. I don't think anyone's online. All right, that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and send you all over into the void. I did say, right? I did. I did. All right, it's hitting me. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. All right. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 10 kilometer run per day is all you need to grow legs. How are you doing the running if you don't have the legs? Okay. Okay, don't ask questions. Okay. All right. But if you are here, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry about about my energy level, but we will be back with some more of this game next week, and we will actually try and finish the Tsugumi route, and hopefully things will be better. So yes. Anything else that I need to say? Anything else at all? I don't think so. I don't think so. Just have a wonderful rest of your night. Just have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye bye.